The Young and the Restless spoilers. Monday full, June 1. Welcome back to our channel, fellow Y and R addicts. Today is a beautiful, albeit emotionally exhausting day to dive deep into the absolute chaos unfolding in Genoa City. And trust us, we have so much to unpack right now. I am legitimately losing my mind over what they are doing with Diane Jenkins Abbott right now. I mean, I cannot believe they are pulling this card again. She leaves Jack one hopeful little voicemail, and then boom, she just vanishes into thin air. And Kyle is already pacing the floors, warning Jack that something is terribly wrong. I was screaming at my screen last night. Like, we all know Diane's track record, right? I've been watching this show for years, and remember when she famously faked her own death and let everyone in town take the fall for it. Yeah, didn't work out so well for anyone's sanity back then either. But this time, I actually don't think she's pulling a stunt. I really think something sinister has happened to her, and the fact that Kyle and Jack immediately jumped to blaming Patty Williams is just peak Abbott family delusion. Because, let's be real, Jack is the one who poked the bear by manipulating Patty in the first place. So Jack and Kyle decide to confront Patty, and honestly, I am here for Patty just laughing in their faces. I'm sorry, but Jack Abbott brought this entirely on himself. He was literally caught in bed with Patty on a boat, then Diane caught him in a compromising position with Nikki, and his brilliant idea to fix his marriage was to use Patty as a pawn against Victor Newman. Are you kidding me, Jack? And now he has the nerve to act shocked that Diane is gone and Patty might be unhinged. But here's the thing. I actually believe Patty when she says she has absolutely no idea what they are talking about. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's look at the facts. Patty is way too busy dealing with the absolute nightmare that is Matt Clark and trying to extort Victor for $2 million. She doesn't have the time or the bandwidth to kidnap Diane right now. But of course, the Abbotts are just going to blindly point fingers instead of looking at the mess Jack created. Okay, back to the point, because we need to talk about Phyllis Summers stepping up to the plate. Am I the only one who cheered when Phyllis corners Patty for this epic showdown? I mean, the sheer energy of Phyllis giving Patty a history lesson on why she needs to pack her bags and get out of Genoa City immediately is everything I have been waiting for. We have to look back at the history here. Remember when Patty literally poisoned Summer Newman years ago? Phyllis has never forgotten that. You do not mess with a mama bear's cub, and Phyllis has been holding on to that rage for a decade. I know some people are loving Patty's chaotic return, but personally, I think she is way out of her league when it comes to Phyllis. But because Patty is, well, completely out of her mind and dangerously determined, she is just brushing off Phyllis's warnings. She is not easily intimidated, and that is what makes this dynamic so explosive. I mean, Phyllis is already completely spiraling from that insane AI evidence trap Victor set for her, and she just had Christine arrested in open court. Phyllis is a live wire right now, and Patty's just poking her. I am terrified and thrilled all at once, because if these two women actually go to war, there will be nothing left of Genoa City but ashes. I need to take a breath because the Nick Newman situation is destroying me emotionally. He is alive. You guys, after that horrific crash, the fentanyl, the cocaine, the absolute downward spiral, Nick has literally been brought back from the dead. I was sitting on my couch, just sobbing, when they realized he was going to make it. But the reality check hits hard. and the entire Newman family staging an intervention is probably one of the most powerful scenes we are going to get this year. They are finally telling Nick that he cannot beat this addiction on his own, and he needs inpatient rehab immediately. And with Matt Clark finally in police custody, Nick doesn't have his usual excuses anymore. He can't claim he needs to stay out to protect Sharon or Noah. The threat is neutralized, and now Nick has to face the demon in the mirror, and it is so painfully real. And can we just talk about Nikki Newman for a second? Because give Melody Thomas Scott her Emmy right now. Nikki is the only person in that room who truly, deeply understands the suffocating grip of addiction. Victor can yell and demand compliance all he wants, and Victoria can try to manage it like a corporate crisis, but Nikki has been at the bottom of that bottle. She knows what it's like to feel completely powerless. So when Nikki steps up to convince Nick to go to treatment, it hits completely different. She isn't judging him. She is pleading with him from a place of shared agony. I really think she is going to be the one to get through to him. This isn't just about saving the Newman legacy. This is a mother fighting for her son's soul, and it is breaking my heart in the best possible way. I mean, remember when Nikki was drinking so heavily she almost lost everything? She knows the exact hell Nick is living in right now. But wait, I haven't even gotten to the most insane part of the episode. I literally dropped my remote. Matt Clark saved Nick's life? I can't even process this. I am so mad, but I am also kind of amazed. So we know Phyllis was doing CPR, but it was Matt who actually recognized that Nick was overdosing. Matt is the one who stepped in, called it out, started doing chest compressions, and essentially kept Nick tethered to this earth until the paramedics could take over. I am so conflicted because Matt is an absolute monster. He supplied the drugs through Sienna Bacall. He locked Nick in that storage room. He orchestrated this entire nightmare. And then he saves him. Why? Does he want Nick to owe him? Does he just want to prolong the torture? Contradicting myself here, but maybe Matt actually had a split second of human decency. No, I refuse to believe that. Matt is a calculating psychopath who only does things that benefit his own sick game. How on earth is Nick going to react when he wakes up in rehab and finds out that his worst enemy, the man who has terrorized his family and nearly destroyed his life, is the reason he is still breathing? That is a psychological mind-bender that I don't think Nick is ready for. And what does this mean for Matt's future? I know some people in the forums are saying this might be a redemption arc for Matt, but I'm sorry, absolutely not. You do not get to terrorize Sharon, beat up Noah, and push Nick into a drug-induced coma, and then get a gold star for doing CPR at the last second. Victor Newman is definitely not going to care. Victor is still going to want Matt's head on a silver platter, and honestly, I don't blame him. One good deed does not erase a mountain of trauma. I am dreading the possibility that Matt might try to use this to get a lighter sentence, but I am also so here for the drama it's going to cause in the courtroom. Like, imagine Victor's face when a judge says Matt gets leniency for saving a Newman. It would be chaos. And finally, we have to talk about Adam Newman. My poor, tortured Adam. He is already drowning in guilt over failing to stop Nick's downward spiral in Vegas, and now he is grappling with the reality of Sally Spectra's pregnancy. I mean, the timeline of all this is just so messy and tragic. Adam is struggling so hard with the fact that Sally is pregnant with Billy Abbott's baby, while he is still completely in love with her and mourning the loss of their own baby, Ava. It is just layer upon layer of emotional torture for this man. He is trying to act like he has it together, but you can see the absolute agony in his eyes. Every time he thinks about Sally, he is reminded of what they lost and what she is now building with someone else. I've been watching this show for a long time, and the Adam and Sally dynamic is easily one of the most compelling love stories they've written in a decade. Remember when they first got together and they were just this unstoppable, fiery power couple? Yeah, I miss that. Now we have Adam pacing around, trying to figure out his place in a world where Sally is moving on, and it just hurts. And knowing what we know about Sally's current situation, with the tension with Billy and Jill, Adam's struggle with her pregnancy is just heartbreaking. He wants to protect her, but he has no right to anymore. And with Chelsea flying out to Vegas and catching him kissing Riza, his own personal life is a complete disaster. He is spiraling, and Sally's pregnancy is the anchor dragging him down into the depths of his own unresolved grief. I am so invested in where this is going. Are we going to see Adam completely lose his mind over Sally again? Is Diane actually kidnapped, or is she just hiding out to punish Jack? Is Matt going to walk free because of this CPR stunt? Let me know what you guys think, because I am going to be up all night theorizing about this. The writing right now is just absolutely unhinged in the best way possible, and I cannot wait for tomorrow's episode